Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podcast of Corn Corner. This is it. We're starting the podcast now, so get your dogs ready and come on board. My name is Wren.
My name is Cam. And did you know that a tomato is about 95% water? An apple, a pineapple, and an ear of corn are each 80% water, and a living tree is about 75% water.
A living tree is 75% water?
I feel like that is the least shocking of those statements.
75%? There's wood in that baby. There's a leaf.
I think that
How much is wood?
the thing to focus on here is that the three things they listed as being the similar percentage of water were an apple, a pineapple, and corn. Which I'm not saying like, oh, corn, corn corner. I'm saying like, why are those three things that garnered comparison?
I thought they said tomato. You didn't say tomato?
That's number one. Tomato was number
sorry.
one at 80% water. So, wow.
I thought you said 90% water. My ears are so open.
But you know, that takes us into the topic of today's episode. Maybe you can't hear too well because your human hair is over your ears.
That's right. This is a topic that you were very passionate about, which is why you introed us into it. You were talking about how that hair keeps on growing out of you, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. People have used this for survival resource. People have used this for fashion. People have used this for general, you can eat this stuff. And we're going to dive into all the different nook and cranny of it and really get into everything you need to know about human hair. So come on board.
I don't think you should eat human hair.
It's not about if you should or you shouldn't, and who are we to judge? We're not God, but you can eat it. You can do that. You can't deny that.
Obstruction. But no, yeah, it is within the realm of possibility that one can ingest human hair.
But it's not only ingesting it, it's eating it.
What's
Do you
the
see
difference?
what I mean by this?
No, tell us.
Ingesting it is more of a clinical style thing, but eating it is an experience.
Oh.
You don't ingest Chipotle, you eat that.
I think that it depends who you are, and if you're like a gym bro who's just going for macros, then you are ingesting Chipotle.
These people that go to Chipotle, they're so concerned about having the maximum amount of meat in that Chipotle thing. You know what I'm talking about? These men that drink milk, they go in there and they are so concerned about portion size, really.
Brad always gets double meat.
It's insane. Double meat. Double meat.
I've been to Chipotle like once in the past like 2 years, and I don't know, but I think it depends on where you are, if they're not scooping enough.
No, they're always scooping up. This is an urban myth.
That's not true.
No one's ever not scooped enough at Chipotle. People are scooping. I have to tell them not to scoop so much. I have to say light rice.
That's bananas. First of all, you have very limited Chipotle experience if you think that there's no one out there who's not scooping sufficiently, because go to a Chipotle in a busy college town, and there's a kid there that's just like done with it, and didn't want to be on the front of house end of the Chipotle wheel, and he's doing three beans.
I'm not going to Chipotle in Burlingtonburg, I'm not. All these strange towns that you go in and out of. I'm not doing these things.
When have I ever said something Burlingtonburg? Like, what is
You haven't said that, but what I am saying is that it's close to something you have said. Frigatville,
like Burlington?
all these things. No, that's a coat factory. I'm talking about cities that people can live in. But the Burlington Coat Factory is quite large. You could live in there.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, back to the subject at hand.
I have two things I have to say. One is a serious thing. People, we need someone to help us do reels and social media things. If you're interested in that, get on the email. Email us, corncornerpod@gmail.com. Okay, that's that. The next one is my Substack that I'm trying to write today. is about Chipotle. So that's why I brought Chipotle.
No
up, 'cause
shit.
it's right,
Is it for real?
yeah, shit. It's in the front of my brain. And one of the things I've actually just
Hold on. I just said no shit, and your response was yeah, shit. Which is like,
trying to, yeah.
I'm shocked that I haven't heard that more in life. Anyway, continue.
One of the things about me is that I'm a bit of an innovator.
Yeah,
People
that's
don't
true.
realize
We do know
this.
that.
So I was writing originally about how I'm ashamed that I enjoy Chipotle because it's really so mid in so many ways. But I love it, and everyone loves it, and it's kind of shameful. But then I realized the actual core of the story was that I think it's strange how people go in and they're so obsessed with the amount of food that they get and not being skimped. If you go on r/Chipotle, there's massive... Don't laugh at this community. This is built brick by brick. There's massive people talking about getting skimped in the comments. It's a huge issue there in r/Chipotle.
I'm sorry ahead of time. People can hear my dogs barking in the background because they decided to not bark all day until just now. Anyway, I don't think that it's. I feel like you talked about Starbucks in a similar way, where it's like you shouldn't feel guilty about liking Chipotle because it's like no matter where you go in America, Chipotle is going to be the same. Like everything's going to taste the same, and like they're going to have the same items, whatever. It's reliable. It's like somewhere where there's no food options. There's like something there, health wise, whatever. If you're vegan or not, I don't know. I think Chipotle is great. I don't like when people knock it.
Well, I'm so sorry. You're going to want to skip this Substack. I'm not going to knock it. I like it. But I'm going to say some harsh things about it. I'm going to compare it to Freebirds.
I don't know what that is.
You're going to learn. Another thing that I did bring up in this one was Colby Jack cheese and how strange that is.
What does that have to do with Chipotle, though?
Well, you're going to see in the Substack, but I did say that to see if you remembered what I was talking about, and you don't, so we're going to move on, and I'll tell you later.
I mean, I know so talked about
that. I was like, wow, that's crazy to me. Anyway. Big red flag.
Yeah.
If your favorite cheese is Chipotle, or if your favorite cheese is Colby Jack, red flag. You know, it's weird. Also, if your favorite cheese is Colby Jack, hit the email, corncornerpod@gmail.com. Reels or...
You want to know why?
Cheese. We should start having these people on for talk about.
Yeah. That's like I didn't ask them if I could, so I'm not like going to name names or anything, but one of the emails that I got recently, because I put up stuff in a merch store, and I stupidly did not put sizes up for like the first like 15 minutes. I was like, yeah, they're t-shirts. Obviously it'll say like multiple sizes, but it was like, nope,
you don't know your fucking size.
Yeah. And I'd be like, I'll just send you whatever I feel like your size is based on your name, I guess. Everyone just gets like extra small so it fits no one. But there was a person that ordered one and was like, hey, by the way, this is my size. And I was like, thank you so much for emailing me, because now I know that function is not there. But they also said that they have like a copy of Waterworld that they send back and forth with a friend for some like crazy amount of time. Like I forget, I sent you a thing, it was like 10 years or something insane, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And I'm so glad that you emailed me to tell me.
God, that is a commitment joke, because going to the post office is so extremely annoying.
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing that for a joke, for a bit?
I mean, that's the only way that I would, because to mail stuff besides like letters or something, which I don't mail things. Like
Well,
now
you
I'm
can
gonna have to
mail a
mail
letter.
merch, but
Yeah. Are
But
you
easily.
fulfilling? Yeah. Are you fulfilling the merch yourself?
yes, I am.
Right. You're gonna do good. Put a little note. Are you
Everyone
gonna
will
write a
see
little
that.
note?
Yeah, definitely. And everyone will get those in about 6 months. So
No, that's not true. That's not true. It's gonna come out soon. We're gonna do it in
It's true,
batches,
yeah.
people. We're gonna do a batch
We
this
are.
week.
are you
I
gonna come
guarantee
help?
it. No, but I'm gonna help spiritually and pragmatically. So
Well, actually, nothing's sending out until after the 21st because that's when the pre-sale ends. But anyway,
we'll just send it out. Just send
the
it
people
out.
should. Well, I can't because I don't have the things. Pre-sales are because you do the pre-sale and then you have the things that you need to get, and then you get them printed, and then you send them out.
I get it. I'm not big into making merch, as I don't know how it works, but that makes sense. I get it.
I'm not either, but I've had it explained to me ad nauseum by this person.
Isn't it fun that the phrase is not at nauseum?
No, ad. Yeah. I mean, it's
It's
not.
a
It's
Latin thing or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that they got the idea for the phrase nauseum from that? Had to, right?
What the phrase nauseum, what do you mean? Like nausea?
That's the root word, but if you say something to me like, you're explaining to me how you want more chicken scoop at Chipotle ad nauseum, I'm hearing
Yeah.
it so many times I'm becoming nauseated. Where do you, that has to be connected to ad nauseum. Do you see what I'm saying
I feel
by
like I'm
this?
having I feel like I'm having a stroke right now because you're saying you said ad nauseum, that has to be connected to the phrase ad nauseum. Yeah, it is connected because
No,
it's the phrase.
connected
What are we
to
talking about right now?
At A-T. A-T.
No one says at nauseum.
I know they don't, but sometimes they want to. Sometimes I thought that growing up, sometimes I thought that might be the phrase potentially. At nauseum. I think many people probably think this. Is what I'm trying to say to you.
They're the same people that say irregardless, and thus I hate them, and I don't want to continue this point of discussion.
Some of those people say that because it's funny.
Yeah, you don't count. I also like when I read your Substack things, and I'm like, this is a funny misspelling or like a misnaming, and you're like, oh, I thought that was actually it, and I'm like, no. But it's funny now. So
I would say about 50% of the things that I write are actual, and 50% are fuck ups.
yeah, but
the
thing with your humor is that your fuck ups are funny because you can't tell the difference.
Maybe because I am an awful speller. Truly, truly awful. And I don't know all the words. And I wonder if humor has been a way for me to deflect the fact that I'm gonna goof it up a little bit. And I've turned it into a joke. Never thought about that.
Maybe. I don't know.
What do
That's
you
a hell
think?
of a. That's I'm distracted by my dogs barking and me having to mute my mic repetitively. But whatever
It's
you
so
said,
quiet.
I agree or I don't, and that's that. And here we are, 14 minutes in the episode, having not discussed the topic that you proposed.
All right, well let's really get into it. Sometimes I will go into the shower and this stuff will be up on the walls. And I don't care.
Yeah.
A lot of people would, I don't care.
That's it? That's the whole statement.
That's one of them. That's where we're going to start. I don't care about it.
I think it's a very funny, like, girl thing to walk into the shower. Like, the only times that I've had to, like, deal with this is when you were over at my house a bunch, or the niece Avery was there, and when both of you were there at one point, going into that shower was like... Because I know the life of long hair and being like, conditioning, and then you have all this shit on, and you don't want to put it down the drain, so you get it into a little thing, and then you slap it on the wall, or like leave it in the corner of the tub or whatever.
I don't like that.
But then at the end, you know what happens, or what happened for me? I would gather it, and
Yeah.
then throw it away.
I will say
But
that
y'all just
part
be
I'm
leaving
not,
it.
I'm not pleased with that part. That part makes me upset. I'm sorry that I left it multiple times in your shower, but I forgot.
I think it's
forgot.
funny. It's funny.
I did leave
to
it
me
one time in
overall.
Chelsea's. I felt really bad about that, but you saved me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. I was like, I'm glad when it has dried enough that it's dry hair stuck on the wall, because then you can just take like tissue paper
Yeah.
or like toilet paper and just like and get it all. Nothing
See,
worse than when it's
sometimes-
still wet.
If it was not my hair in my shower and it was wet after about an hour but still wet, no way I could run my finger and grab it. No way. Too
Oh.
gross.
If it was not your hair, like if it was someone else's hair.
I don't know. I think that the time between like if it's 20 minutes after the shower until it's dry, that's a weird time for me to touch and interact with that hair.
Because the water's gone cold, or
I don't know. It's hard to explain. I don't know why. It's just kind
I
of
don't think that. I don't know. That part doesn't bum me out. I'm just like, but I've cleaned up after, like, cis dudes, so it's hard to be.
So let's get to the so I want to let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about eating it. Let's just get right into it.
Get right into it. Get right into it.
I mean, you've done it, right?
No, what are you talking about? Are you talking about, like, you know how there was like always a girl in class in like middle school, possibly high school, if she was doing it too long, that like just chewed on the end of her, like, you know what I mean, of her like pigtail or her ponytail or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, not me, first of all. And this isn't me being like, I would never do that, when like I secretly
Yeah.
was. Literally not me, because there doesn't seem like a worse tactile experience than having dry hair, but then like a wet ass tip of hair touching you somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
Also, the act of that, like, your hair's fucking filthy. like, and you're just putting,
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
This one time, wait, I don't remember people eating their hair. I gotta be honest with you, in school, but I wasn't keyed into that kind of thing like you were. So,
Yeah.
I was,
Always observing.
the hair does get dirtier than what people think.
Yeah, it is like porous and touches everything and absorbing everything.
I remember a time where my band was playing this outdoor festival and we had to sleep in tent for like 3 days, I think, and it was really windy and it was really gross. And I remember getting back to a shower at some point and then rinsing my hair and it just being like filthy, and it was crazy. I've never forgotten that look of the drain and how it was just like dirt. It's like, wow, that's crazy.
I don't like it, to be honest. I want to,
Yeah, I didn't either.
once again, back to the getting right into it, talk about the hair eating. What are you saying? What do you, like, what is it? What do you just do it?
I mean, I guess what I'm trying to do is just open up the floor for you. You know what I mean?
For me?
I just want to, for anything. If anything comes up, I just want you, why, not you, but I'm talking about, when I say you, I'm talking about more of a we, I suppose. Anybody can say anything about this kind of thing if anyone needs to, you know? So just kind of open it up for that.
Okay, my first thought with hair eating and my experience personally with it would be it is of a sexual nature. I will say that. When doing certain activities involving places with body hair, and
yeah.
especially filming, like, and you get like one on your tongue or something, but you have to discreetly try to like either just like get it off, like with your hand somehow, or you just swallow it. You just try to like.
Well, see, it's so funny you said that, because I thought that what you were gonna go into was some weird niche kink that I've never heard of people cutting hair and eating each other's hair in like a sexual way. I was like,
Probably.
I mean, I'm sure it's fucking happened, but that does seem what is that called when people do that?
Eat hair?
Yeah, in a sexual way. What is that called?
Oh, I don't know about a sexual way. I think eating hair falls under pica or pica or however it's pronounced, where people just
I thought
eat.
that pica or pica was just put things in the mouth.
No, it's like eating things, like eating dirt or like things that you should not be consuming.
Have you ever thought about eating dirt?
I mean, yeah, but not in the like. We know where that's coming from.
Yeah. I've never really wanted to do it. I've never thought to myself, this looks like something I want to enjoy. But
Well, context is everything.
just think about you being inside and be like, you know what I really need?
I gotta get just chomp down on some of that. Like I would in my normal life, I'm not like curious about eating hair. I'm not like, you know what? Why don't I just like, hey, who knows unless you try. But like if someone who knows who or was like, hey, I shaved my beard, eat this hair, I'd be like, all right.
Have you ever gotten a hair splinter before in your foot or anything?
Yeah, in a fingy. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Who
Terrible.
knew? Who knew that this stuff, which we look at as a way of expression, we look at dyeing it different colors. That thing could hurt us so bad. Who knew?
Speaking of that, have you ever you've only dyed your hair like once since I've known you, and I did it and it was terrible.
Yeah. I used to do like the pull through cap highlights, and I used to dye my hair every like summer when I was a kid. But yeah, I did the red and things. My issue with dyeing my hair, I did a balayage.
I was gonna say you've done the balayage or whatever.
I thought it was a balayage.
Yeah, you know better than I because I've never done that one. So
I did like that. And I actually think I need to go back there because that was kind of the best for me. But I'm not good at upkeep of things. The same thing with like nails and like eyebrows. Like just like I'm not an upkeep person. So with dyeing your hair, you have to consistently re-dye it, and I'm not good at that. But the balayage is great because it would grow out and it would always like look cute throughout the different versions of it.
I just would always full bleach, and that was every 5 or 6 weeks of going back to the person until I did it myself. But yeah,
I would like to go all blonde once.
I miss it. I also want to bleach my eyebrows, but that's never gonna happen. So
I want to bleach my eyebrows so fucking bad.
I feel like you'd hate it.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't like it, but I think it's cool. Like, I wish I had the bleach eyebrow vibe. I don't have it, but I wish I had it.
What's a hairstyle, like what a dream hairstyle that it will never actually probably happen, but you want?
I want to have like a really, really, really short bob, like shorter than it was when it was the shortest, with really, really short micro bangs. But it's never gonna work for me.
No, the micro bangs rarely work for anyone.
Yeah, but yeah. I also like a mullety kind of thing would be cool, but again, I'm not gonna do that either.
Yeah, in growing my hair out right now, and I hate where it is because it's the awkward phase. I want to consistently shave the sides to do like the big shaggy mullet thing, but I can't because, no offense, queers, but everyone fucking has one right now, and I can't. I gotta separate myself from the pack.
I think that guy hairstyles are much harder, and I think like there's so much variation in like a femme long hair mullet that they can all look different. Like you can have a little braid of hair. Like I think that would be fun. But yeah, with dude hairstyles, it's very like there's one version of the mullet with the shaved side.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Which apparently it's the queer or the baseball mullet. That's everyone. If you have it, you're either a little queer or a little baseball player.
Yeah, and you're definitely not running them bases, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm neither actually. I'm also straight, so
there you go. You're eating Hamburger Helper every night.
Yeah.
I wish I could do like little braidy things with my hair too, and extension sounds fun. I just wish, wish is a strong word because it's simply just doing it. It's just investing the time into doing it and learning the skill and those kinds of things. But I just don't. I don't have that in me yet. I don't have that in me right now.
Doing it, like getting extensions is like a whole thing. So it's like not... I mean, learning to braid is the easiest part because it's not...
Yeah.
That's like an afternoon. You would learn how to braid.
Yeah.
But like, how long have I been growing my hair out now? I'm over it. I want it to be past my... I want to be able to put it behind my ears.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you gonna go like shoulder length? What are you gonna do?
We're just seeing how far it goes. I haven't grown my like natural hair out in like 20 years.
It looks good.
So the texture is all new right now. It's like very curly, which I didn't know it was anymore because I killed it with bleach constantly.
I remember
most of my life. Yeah.
It looks good. I like it.
Thank you so much. All right, hit us with another hot hair thought.
Well, what are you using? You're using conditioner in that baby?
Yeah, we're just talking about this is what the people want to hear on the podcast. I do co-wash method. That's what I do. Yeah.
I'll tell you, that's really something. I was doing curly girl for a minute, but I had to stop because that stuff, you got to use real shampoo. I don't think that stuff works.
You don't have to use real shampoo, for the record.
I don't. Well, with curly girl, they just tell you use a bunch of conditioner, and I don't think it is.
That's what co-wash is. That's what I do. I conditioner wash my hair.
Oh, I thought it was like I thought about REI kind of thing, like a co-op.
Yeah, I co-wash. So I outsource the washing. I have to wait until someone else is available for us to do it as a unit together, and then we split the hairs that I shed for consumption later.
You know what you should do is you should go to like a Supercuts just once.
Absolutely
you
not.
need that experience. You need that experience.
Hard no, thank you.
You know, you gotta get in there.
Need that.
You gotta get in there.
My Supercuts is asking my cis male partners to give me a haircut and then showing you after and being like, hey, can we fix this?
Holy shit. Do you know what you need to do? You need to book Kiss Me Deadly Doll for a cool little session. And this session needs to be a supercut session. And then she can be the hairdresser person and is gonna try to get it going for you. And it's gonna put you in all the bad situations that you get into in a supercut, but it'll be fun.
The only way that like any of that ends, the only end point of any of that is shaving my head, and I don't want to do that again right now. I would, but like I don't want to right now, really, because of how long we've gone without. And if any scene that involves like a haircut scene and I try to give you a haircut is like, obviously you're going to give me the worst fucking thing that's ever happened in the world. And I'm not going to leave this building with my head looking like this. Yeah. So I will be shaving it. Like,
so I think another hair thing that comes up in front of mind is that I remember there was a person that was really grossed out by the idea of a hair and mayonnaise and egg sandwich.
Yeah, no shit they were grossed out by the idea of that.
Yeah, it's disgusting. But she was like, you would say it, and then she would be like, ugh. Like, she would not like it.
Who would say it? Who would say a sandwich that is made of hair, mayonnaise, and what'd you say, cheese? I don't even know what you...
No, I said egg from Chimpkit.
Okay, so who... You would say it as if it's, like, common to be like, yeah, you know, I was the sandwich with hair and mayonnaise and egg.
I don't even remember how this started happening, but she was the, like, manager of my band at the time, and everyone just kind of brought it up casually in conversation. And
that's, like, that specific type of sandwich.
Yeah. I don't remember how this happened, but it was disgusting, and I never did the teasing with it because I felt bad for her that this was happening, but other people did.
Was someone
And
eating
really
an
liked
egg
it.
salad sandwich, and then there was a... Yeah, I recall in the past there was a prank where you sent toenails to be made in a stew.
Well, I did
So,
do
like,
that.
what... Yeah. Was there, like, a hair in the
No.
sandwich prank? Okay.
No, because I hate having my hair pulled out and falling out and stuff, so I don't really care about that. But no, the nails thing, that'll be for another podcast. But I did mail fingernail clippings to a friend group.
Well, also, I like the statement... I'm just picking apart things you just said. The idea that it's a sandwich with mayonnaise and egg, which would insinuate to me that you are separately putting on mayonnaise and egg. Like, it's like a bread, and then you put some mayonnaise on each side, and then you are slicing or whatever an egg, or frying an egg and putting it on.
You wouldn't do that? You wouldn't? I mean, I know you wouldn't do any of this now, but you don't think that that is a valid sandwich?
An egg salad sandwich.
No, but I'm saying
Sure.
fried egg, like a fried egg on a bread.
I would never before in my life would I just eat fried egg, mayo, and bread.
I mean, I don't like mayo in general.
What?
So I wouldn't eat it, but I would definitely eat bread, fried egg bread.
What don't you like about mayo?
All of it. I just don't, it's just...
That's just an egg in another form. What do you like? What?
I know, and I've told myself this multiple times. I've told myself this over and over. It's egg in another form, blah, 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 blah. I don't like it. It's not for me.
It's in a lot of stuff that you eat, though.
I know. This is a common thing with people that say they don't like mayo. I'll eat ranch dressing, etc., etc. I get it. I like mayo, but I don't like it when it's just on a sandwich.
But you get sandwiches. You wrote a whole thing about the club sandwich.
Oh, I asked for it, no mayo.
That's
I didn't
insane.
put that in
to
there.
go. That's what this is about now. This episode.
I don't
to go
like-
to
I
a
don't-
place that does sandwiches and say no mayo is like, what is wrong with you, and why are you getting a sandwich then?
If I go to a sandwich place, like a sandwich place, no brass tacks about it. We're sandwich place. I'm gonna allow them to do the art that they do. But if I go to a diner, I will say no mayo because one of the joys of the diner is the kind of haphazard quick service that accompanies the experience. So they're putting that mayo in heaps and droves. So as that sandwich crushes, some of the mayo comes out the back, and I don't like that.
They're putting that mayo
I don't
ad
like that.
nauseum, as some would say.
That's a good use of that phrase. That's what I was talking about earlier, saying it's a lot like ad nauseum. But that's what I don't like about it.
I'm so mad right now.
It pops out the back, and I don't like how it squeezes out the back.
What about mayo on a burger?
If it's just mayo, no, get the fuck off. We don't need it. That's not needed.
No one does that.
If it's a sauce, sure, fine.
Oh, I thought you were saying if it was just a if you were going to McDonald's and order a burger and you say no toppings but mayo, like it's just the burger patty and mayo. I thought that's what you were saying when you said if it's just mayo. I was like, yeah, no fucking shit. I'm not a psycho. Like,
But like Dick's in Seattle, which is a burger place, you can't ask for it different. It comes as just the normal. And they have this kind of sweet relish mayo-y thing that goes on the burger, and I do not like that, so I don't eat at Dick's. So I don't know. Everyone, come on. We're talking about human hair. We're not talking about that.
All right,
but
bring it back around. Then.
I do have a question. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If you're at a restaurant and there's a hair in your food, what do you do?
I don't give a shit. I'll pull it out and I'll still eat the food.
Same. It doesn't gross me out, really.
I just don't. I mean, I know I just said earlier how gross it was for someone to be sitting in class or something chewing on their hair, which it is. That's a different scenario. But, like, not all food service places have people wearing hairnets, and I'm glad because it sucks and it's, like, super shitty and dehumanizing. Gloves, good, but, like, hairnets and stuff, I don't know. And it's going to happen. Like, people shed. I don't.
Yeah. It's a part of. It's just. There's an empathy there with that hair in the food.
The empathy from the person whose hair it is? Or you empathize with the person by eating their hair and understanding the nature of the hair life cycle?
That is a beautiful thought. That empathy is coming from that line chef via those American spirited fingers out of the head into your French fry. And it's empathy coming from him in that dirty, white tank top to your plate. That's beautiful.
Your mental image of a line cook is absurd.
It's not that absurd. Have you seen movie Bear the Bear?
This is a show. And no, I watched one season of it and was like, I worked food service and I'm anxious and I don't need to relive that. So
we got 86 it. Hot pan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm the same way. Whenever people, I think, send food back for hair, it's like also the idea of, I understand that there are certain establishments that are more clean and others that aren't, and there's people that care more about their work and whatever. But I think as a whole, people working food service don't want their hairs in people's food.
No one's doing that on purpose.
So it's like, in my mind too, they've done everything they can do to make sure this doesn't happen. And if it happens, it's like, sorry.
That's life. That's life, baby. Also,
that's life.
That brings me to the point of, I hate when people send. I mean, obviously there's some reasons to send food back, but I feel like people are way too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Off the cuff with that.
If I get a club or something and it has mayo on it, I'm not gonna send it back.
Yeah.
I would just prefer.
You'll just try to scrape it off yourself.
Yeah, I just prefer if it didn't. But yeah, I'm not big on sending food back.
Yeah, because I don't care enough. I mean, if it had meat in it, I'd be like, I can't do this.
Yeah, that's different though. If you got a dietary problem like that, then it's different. But yeah. Well, look, when you think about the trajectory and the growth pattern, really, of human hair and how this stuff has changed the world over the course of, however many years that it's been around, what are some things that you're keeping on your radar looking forward, that you're really keyed in on, that you're, I don't want to say anticipating some of these things, but some things that you're real jazzed up on in regards to the human hair space?
I can only look at it from my point of view, from my own hair scope. And
that's right.
My mic keeps falling. In that, I think I'm very excited to have a post-transition man bun. That's what it's all about, really. It'll be bad. No one's gonna like it.
Damn.
I'll do it poorly at first, even though I know how to do hair because I had long hair forever. But I'll make it really bad and like terribly placed for like at least a week as a gag. Not a week. It'll probably last one day and then I'll be like, I fucking hate this. But you know, that's
Every
where
guy has to go through it.
Yeah. I will just force myself.
God, that's a rite of passage. I'm proud of you.
Also what I'm doing right now where my curls are hanging in my face and they're almost in my eyes. I hate that as well.
Yeah.
But I can't, the amount of product that is required to make my curly hair like stay back is too much. So also, I won't be doing that.
Thinking about like 2 years ago, the conversations we were having about hair and gender and things, it's wild because this is like this is where you have to, I don't know, it's cool to see like the progress, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean,
you know,
also like a little over 2 years ago I was like, I'm not a trans dude.
Yeah.
I was like,
A lot of the stereotypical gender norms that go along with being masculine in society are coupled with not caring and having to take away option and stuff. And that's really hard to unlearn. And I guess that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That is the actual subject of the episode. It is super hard to like, it was the same, now we're just talking about trans shit, but it was the same with like skin stuff and like making the decision to stop wearing makeup or like cover up when I have acne and be like, God, like not, it's such a, you know what I mean when I say guys don't do that. Obviously there are like guys who wear makeup and I don't give a fuck, do what you want. But like, for me, there's a clear distinction of like, no, this is like not it and having to get over it. And the same with hair. This is stupid right now. I would never before. But here we are.
But it's important. It looks cute. You know, you look good. But also, it's important to say that obviously you can do whatever you want, but these stereotypical gender pieces are what allows people to function in society in ways that are more comfortable and easy. So even though these things are stupid, a lot of the times they're important, you know?
And also like oddly affirming to be like, yeah, I went out and looked like an idiot and put a baseball cap on my stupid hair and it was fine and no one cared.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's only something that the hand of time can guide you through.
Yeah.
If anybody...
what were you going to say?
No, what were you going to say? I've been talking a lot.
I was going to say as a closing thought, what's the worst haircut you've ever had?
I'll answer that in a second, but what I was going to say before was that if anybody is trans and they're feeling like, you know, upset about where they're at or progress, time is the biggest thing.
Yeah. This too shall pass.
Corner 1. Watch Corn Corner 1, then watch Corn Corner 84. You know, like
to see
just
see
look
how
at
different.
you.
Yeah.
You know, like
I wonder we should do a voice 300. Comparison. Yeah.
Someone did one.
That one person did. One. Yeah. But now it's even bigger because that was a while ago. So like now it'd be like the first one I'm probably like, crayon.
Shoots. Sheets.
Shoots.
MTO food.
God, I miss it. Anyway.
Well, closing. Oh, the worst haircut I've got. Have I had any bad haircuts since we?
Not since I've known you, but no.
I do this weird thing where I want to try something. Once I find out something works in my life as a global thing, I want to try the next thing because I think that there's something better. So I do that a lot where I did the shag and it's great on me, but then I say, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this. And then I realize I need to stop trying and just need to do what's good. So last time I went in, I I was there with Jay, and I literally just Googled Alexa Chung haircuts, and I was like, any of these will work. I don't care.
It'll be good.
And then Jay just did
that's
stuff.
such a good any of these. Did you ever watch Fleabag?
No.
Oh God, you should honestly. It's a really good show, and there's only 2 seasons. You'd like it. It's very. Also, I like project myself onto it a lot because of relationship dynamic in it. Anyway, you should watch it. You'd love Phoebe Waller-Bridge. But there's a episode where her sister gets this awful haircut. If you Google like Fleabag haircut, you'll see it. It's like this crazy asymmetrical sharp bob thing that she's like, it's Parisian. Yeah.
It's Parisian.
But after like the initial like trying to not make fun of her sister Fleabag, who that's the name, her name on the show is Fleabag. There's no like she doesn't have it like a name, whatever. But she is like, I'll defend your honor, and goes to the salon with her sister to be like, whatever hairdresser guy, like, what the fuck? What did you do? How dare you? You have to fix this. And he's like, no, it's just like the reference photo. And she's like, there's no fucking way, and whatever. And then they're like, show us the photo, and he shows it, and it's the exact same haircut. And they're both just like
God.
You have to watch that. It's so good.
I got it queued up. Well, I'm gonna watch it, and then we'll report back next episode. You have any closing thoughts you want to give people?
If you mess up your hair, don't worry, because hair grows.
Have you had any bad haircuts you've hated recently?
Not recently. When I was younger, I had like a salon trainee do my hair, and I was like, just a few, like, you know, a trim, and it was like when you see it happening in front of you.
Oh yeah.
But you don't say like, hey, please fucking stop. Yeah. And it was just like inches, and then she did the thinning shear things because I have really thick hair. So like they always do those on me, but to a you know, there's a terminal amount that you do. But she was just like, so I had a weird thin on the bottom like thing, and I had to just like cut like a bunch more hair off after that, and was like, what the fuck? Like that's the only bad one I've had.
Well, it's grown out at this point, and also your heart's grown out. And we're going to reach out and give that trainee a little bit of love today.
Yeah, she probably doesn't do hair anymore, so whatever.
Probably not. She is probably selling real estate.
Major knock to real estate agents?
No, it's not a major knock to real estate agents. It's a, you know, if that's what this person wants to do, you can't say that that's not a valid thing for this person to do.
That's fair, I guess.
You know what I mean? This person's working out of Ada. You know, she's trying her hardest. What?
She's working at Aveda and being a real estate agent?
We're gonna have to look into this. I'm gonna call up the Hershey Park Aveda, and I'm gonna get her on the horn, and then we're gonna talk to her. All right, everybody. Well, go ahead and send over things to the email if you want to do the reels for us, and then also give us financial money on Patreon and subscribe to all the different places.
Patreon.com/thecorncorner. Please say the full URL.
People can just Google Patreon and it'll show up, and then give us the likes and engagement on the different places.
Yeah, we'll actually post on social media maybe for you to do that.
Yeah. Well, hey, when life gives you corn.
Yeah.
Stay fresh.
Yeah. A corn in the hair is worth 2 in the bush. I don't like that anymore because hair and bush. Yeah. There you go.
All right. Well, if you're shuck or cream,
doesn't matter what.
Just make sure that you stay
fresh.
Cut. All right.